Good day. Today we're going to be looking at the Solidworks ability to build a sheet set and save it as a PDF file for customers. The idea here is that we've got a basic assembly that we're going to put together, and then from there we'll create the sheets and put all the sheets into one drawing file set and then develop a PDF from that. So here we go. What we first need to do is the current assembly looks like this. It's got a couple of bushings, it's got a basic part, and we've got a pin that needs to go into this assembly. So we're going to go ahead and add the pin into the assembly, and from there we'll then explode it, create a sheet with the exploded assembly on it, and then develop the package of individual drawings behind it. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and insert our component into the drawing. This one happens to be the pin, so we'll grab the pin and put this in. Now this particular pin now needs to be mated, so it's in the appropriate orientation, so we'll select mate. And there's a couple of ways that we can do this on the mating. The easiest way, we can do centerline mates, but we can also initially mate it based on the cylinder end and then adjust it, or we can mate it on the hex head surface, and that's a little bit trickier. We have to magnify up. We're going to go ahead and select that small surface. We'll mate it against the bushing, and then we'll accept that, and then this, again, it's still not fully set, but now we'll mate the center line of the cylinder to the cylinder of the bushing. So now what that does is that locates it and positions it in the right orientation, and so that's where the pin rolls. Okay, so now that we've got the pin in there, and you'll notice that the parts list automatically updated with the pin listing as the third component. And that's one of the nice things, is that as you build that assembly, you can have this parts list dynamically be created. So we'll accept this. We'll accept the mates, and now we need to explode the components. And exploding the components is actually pretty easy. You go under the exploded view and you've got an option to explode. And it comes up and you can explode it as individual entities, or you can explode all the parts. I always like to explode the individual entities because that provides a little bit better control on where you place the entity. So for example, the first entity that we'll deal with is the pin. So we'll select the pin, and you can have the X, Y, or Z movement. Well, we're going to go ahead and move it in this X direction out, and we can also move it in the Y direction up. And so we need to move it in the X direction, and we'll keep it in the X direction so it moves straight out. We'll accept that as the first movement of that particular pin. And so we'll accept that. Now we can do another movement. Let's try this again. Not sure why that did not accept it. So let's try that. I don't need to move this. And sometimes things don't always work out exactly as you planned. So we'll go ahead and slide this out, accept that explode, or choose done. Then we can explode this bushing and slide the bushing out and choose done. And then we can select the other bushing, we can rotate it, select the other bushing, slide it out, and then choose done, and then accept it. Much better. Also, as part of this, under that exploded view, you've got the ability to insert the smart explode lines. And what that does is that basically creates the pathway of movement of the objects that of how it is assembled. So now we've got the exploded assembly. We'll go ahead and hit the save button here. And from there, what we can do is we can create a exploded assembly drawing sheet. So we'll hit home, create a new drawing sheet. B-size landscape is where we're going to go. And the assembly final was what I was working on. And it'll bring in the assembly final. But that's not the view I really want. I actually want the dynamic or the isometric view here. So what we'll do is we'll put the isometric view here, and we won't do any more projections. So we'll say OK. Now here's a tip. We can slide the orthographic view off the sheet, and that leaves us with just the isometric view. So that's a little bit of a tip. We can also do a custom scale where we can increase the scale size and go 1 to 2. At half scale, we could even try 1 to 1 to see how it fits. 1 to 1 would work since this is a single object. As you notice, the exploded assembly is not oriented appropriately for what we need. And what has happened is that the exploded view reverted back to view number 1. If you hit the down arrow on the left-hand side, you've got the ability to select a variety of different exploded view scenarios. And what these relate to is the movements that were made as part of that exploded view process in the assembly. This gives us the ability to customize exactly what we're looking for. In addition to that, we can save this particular view or set up that particular view, and then we can add the balloons associated with it. So we can pick the balloon, pick the component, and then drag the balloon out. Pick the component, drag the balloon out. And again, when you're doing balloons, you want to select the component in a location that's visible to make it easy for the viewer to understand how it relates back to the bill of materials. And again, the bill of materials, go ahead and accept that, is found under the tables component. And when you select bill of materials, it allows you to create a brand new bill of materials based on what you have, or you can use the existing bill of materials that came from the assembly model. Okay, so we have the original assembly exploded sheet created, and as you can see that I've got the detail sheets created for the base, the pin, and the bushing. Okay, and what we are able to do is drag and drop the sheets from each of these individual drawing sheets into the assembly model sheet to create one package set. Now, some of it may not update immediately, and after you save it, it will typically update all the components, and then you're able to create the PDF package, and it's a pretty smooth process. So the first step is that we need to drag and drop the sheets. Now, we're not drag and dropping the parts, the bushing and so forth. We're dragging and dropping the individual drawing sheets from these. So we're going to drag and drop a sheet from the bushing or from the pin. So I'll pick the pin, I'll do the pin first. So we're going to drag the pin sheet into the assembly. And what it's doing is it created a separate sheet and copied it ultimately. And so what we're able to do is choose the properties And since this was the pin, I'm going to call it pin. So that way I know what that drawing was, and we'll apply those changes. Okay, so that's the pin drawing. From there, we'll take the base and do the same thing. We'll drag and drop the sheet for the base at the pin. And once again, choosing the properties, we're able to change the name to base. Because sheet 1 is consistent with that's the standard name for each of these particular items. And so you'll have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, but it's always a good practice to name your sheets when you're building a sheet set. And we'll call this bushing. Alright, so now you can see that right now the bushing is the viewed sheet. But I'm going to go ahead and save it. So we'll pick save. And we'll do a save as. And I'm going to go ahead and save this as a new drawing sheet. So instead of final 1, we'll say it's final number 2. So you know that it's new and unique. Now it says the component documents need to be saved. And so we'll hit save all. So it's going to save everything associated with it. So now that's now a saved operation. Now to create the PDF sheet set, we can go and choose File and Save As, and now we can choose, instead of the Solidworks drawing, I can use the drop down and choose the PDF format. This makes it so simple, and it's going to pop up the PDF when we're finished, and we'll save it as final number 2. You can see I had a final number 1, so we'll save it as a new PDF file. Now that will also ask me, do you want to export all the sheets? Absolutely, we want to do that. So it's going to update all the sheets, and it's going to create an assembly number 2 of the sheets. Now, what happens if they're not in the right order? Because we're going to, here we'll take a look at the PDF file here, and you can see that each of the items is in the order that we dropped it in sheet 4 of 4, sheet 3 of 4, sheet 2 of 4. Now what if they're not in the correct order? Let's go ahead and close this PDF file. If they're not in the correct order, we can adjust the ordering. So if the base needs to be the first component, we can move the base up and say we want the base to be the first component under the assembly, and then the pin, and then the bushing. Well, maybe we want to move the bushing and then the pin at the very end, because that's just the way that it is. So once I do that, if I hit the save button and then recreate the PDF, save as, assembly final, PDF. Now it's going to give me an error or a warning that, hey, I've already created a PDF number 2. Do I want to replace it? Yes, I do. And so now it's going to say, all right, here's the order and here's the sheets. Choose OK. Reset everything. And then that particular assembly will then come in as a 4-sheet set again. So again, sheet number 1 is the assembly. Sheet number 2 is now the base. Sheet number 3 is the bushing, and sheet number 4 is the pin. So ultimately, dragging and dropping the individual drawing sheets into a package, drawing package, will give you the ability to adjust the order of the sheets, and they automatically update. So if I make a change in any of the original drawings, hit save, it will update this drawing package. It is linked and it is a smart environment. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.